distinguished colleagues, and honored guests. The real issue before us is not merely the fact that our state's political process is in dire need of change, but rather that in our haste to implement said change, we are not taking into consideration the real causes behind corrupt bureaucratic engine and an often apathetic constituency. The reality is that this piece of legislation does not take into consideration the power and influence of private interest groups, staff, and bureaucrats which affect the legislative process. Term limits would not affect them. On the contrary, their power may even increase through the disparity between entrenched political influence and experience and the inexperience of newly elected congressional delegates. Term limits would also sever the long-term relationships that senators have established with constituents, disrupt positive legislative changes which require long-term commitment. Lastly, as a Republican, I cannot allow such a breach of integrity of our state's Constitution. The corruption of our Constitution as a tool for gaining a political majority is unconscionable. I will not and cannot support this bill.
Good afternoon. Just how long are we going to allow legislators unrestrained access to this chamber to practice scandalous and irresponsibility term after term after term? Have we forgotten that we were elected to this chamber to help our constituents, not hurt them? To watch their pocketbooks, not rob them? To protect their jobs, not sell them away? But the seemingly endless scandal, corruption, and outright criminal behavior that many multi-term legislatures in this chamber have and continue to practice must be term limited. Senators, are you listening? Those who oppose term limits, I'm talking to you. By voting for term limits, however difficult, however uncomfortable it is, however contentious the debate is, this chamber may become term limits would be one weapon that can reduce the reckless sleaze and scandal and incompetency that is practiced by some members of this legislature. Senators, I hope you are listening. Those who continue to oppose term limits, I'm talking to you.
Who's next? Amen.
Good evening, honorable senators. We should adopt this bill because it will bring us new people, the real people who want to improve the system, not the ones who make politics their career. As Honorable Senator Almonte mentioned, we've seen senators occupying seats for more than 30 years. They might not even relate to the people anymore, and they run it again and again and again. After being in office for so long, they don't even care about making the right choices for the benefit of the constituents. They just do what is needed to be done to make a fund for the re-election provided by special interests and make it intimidating for new candidates to run against them. But this is not democracy. Democracy is allowing anyone to be part of the legislature. And, Honorable Senator, this cannot be done without passing this bill. It might not be perfect, but it will certainly be better because it will not involve conflict of interest or promote any kind of dictatorship. I have been in office since 1999, and I am ready to step out and give the opportunity to a new candidate who will introduce innovative thinking and new ideas. So today I am following the dictates of principle, not politics, and saying yes to term limit bill.